Welcome back to the Market Day Report. I'm Marlon Bowling with you on a Monday, the first trading day of May. The market is now trading on the futures trade at the CME Group in Chicago, and we'll go take a look at the prices along with some expert commentary along the way. Let's go to the phones and welcome in Dewey Strickler. He's with AgWatch Market Advisors in Franklin, Kentucky. And Dewey, thank you for joining us. As we get ready to take a look at our prices, I wanted to get a quick update from you on what has been happening in your neck of the woods, weather-wise, over the weekend, and if the planters are able to go or not.
Well, the planters are not able to go here right now. We've had some sporadic showers over the weekend, which has kept the guys out of the fields. But here starting, I believe Tuesday, we're going to start getting a little bit of dry weather back in. Going to be a little cooler, but we'll start seeing the planters roll here in a couple of days.
Yeah, we'll dry things out in 2 or 3 days, and everybody will be making terrific time then later on this week, I'm sure, in much of the Corn Belt. As we take a look at the corn, soybean, and wheat futures, a weaker trend is developing here this morning. What's behind all that?
Well, first of all, looks like we're going to start seeing some weather clear up here, a little bit in South America. Also here in the Midwest, we had some lingering showers over the weekend, but it looks like the next 5 or 6 days we're going to have some pretty clear weather to get the planters back out in the field and going again.
All right, we have the July corn. I'm going to start with July because May, as of Friday, is now in delivery mode. July corn is down 4 3/4 at 387 per bushel right now. That's only one tick off of our low. If you include the overnight session, we have December new crop down 5 3/4 at 389.5. Review of our soybean trade here this morning in the early going shows that we have July now down 6.5 at 1023 1/4, and that's about well, less than a penny off of our low of the overnight session there. We're about a dime off of our high. New crop November now at 1001 even on the low of the overnight trade in the early morning trade, down 6 3/4 per bushel. The wheat trade has been under pressure as well, Dewey. July Chicago wheat down 4 1/4 at 484 1/4 per bushel. That's a penny from its low of the overnight trade. On Kansas City wheat, we have July now 9 1/4 lower at 469 1/4 this morning. That's a dime off of its overnight high. And in the Minneapolis wheat trade, we have July now trading 3 3/4 lower at 543 1/4, a little over a penny off of its low of the overnight session, about 3 cents off its high. Back on the Kansas City wheat, Dewey, the wheat quality tour gets underway, I believe, tomorrow, and I'm sure a lot of the traders are going to be hanging on every word to see what they really find out.
You're exactly right. They're going to be looking to see, what kind of freeze damage we had here, a few weeks back from the cold temperatures that we had that came through.
And since then, the weather conditions have really improved, haven't they? Some of the crop that was not affected by the freeze looks like it may have some outstanding yield potential.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing from guys I talk with throughout that part of the country there, that looks like that their yield potential is improving, so maybe we'll get a little bit of heads up with a wheat tour here.
All right, so a lot of weakness in the early going this morning. The cotton market, will pull that up here before we get into the break. And on the cotton futures, we'll look at July, where we have the contract at 63.74 cents per pound right now. That's down just 3 points. But on the rice market, we were looking at the rice earlier, and the rice has been kind of firming up a little bit. I noticed, Dewey, we had a gain of about 9 or 10 cents or so overnight. Right now, we're up, well, actually in July, if you look out there, we're up 21 cents per hundredweight at 11.33. So we'll keep an eye on that. I know the heavy rains in the rice growing region in the deep south are being affected here this week, even though a lot of the planting is done. We're going to pause for a little break, and when we come back, we'll pick apart this livestock trade as we get rolling on a Monday. We'll be back with more with Dewey Strickler in just 1 minute. And we're back with you on the Market Day Report. I'm Marlon Bowling, joined by Dewey Strickler on the phone. He is with AgWatch Market Advisors in Franklin, Kentucky. Time to talk a little livestock. Now that we have the futures rolling, let's dive into it and see what we're doing. On the live cattle trade here today, we'll bring up the big board here, Dewey, and take a look at what the futures trade is doing versus where we closed on Friday. So on the live cattle market, we'll start with this June contract now that all the Aprils are gone. We have June now trading $1.39 higher. How about that? Now $1.49 higher, just ticked up by 10 cents. 116.42 per hundredweight for the last trade now, close to the high of the session. The August up $1.58 at 114 even, just one tick from its high of the early going. Well, what about the feeder cattle trade? Let's flip over there, see how they're holding up. My goodness, we have the August contract on the feeders now $2.37 higher at 142.75. Well, that's already $2.50 off of its low at 140.20, and we're within about 13 cents or so from our high of the session so far. September up 228 at 142.78. Did that catch you off guard, Dewey?
Oh, I don't know if it did or not. I mean, the cash markets were down a little bit, so we're having a little bit of a, that was last week, so we're having a little bit of, I think, a technical bounce in the market. We've been down in the feeders for a couple of straight days there, and, of course, in the fat cattle, likewise down a couple of days. So you're seeing a little bit of a technical bounce in the market here.
Dewey, I want to go back to the live cattle screen for our viewers at home in review because we have that nearby contract now, the June. It's trading at 116.42. That's even though it's up $1.49. Some analysts have been telling me that there's such a disparity between this June contract and what the actual cash prices are. Something's going to have to give way here. Either June is going to have to come sharply higher or the cash go down even more.
Well, I think what you might see here on the June contract, see the market get a little rebound back up into about the 118 to 119 level. Technically, I'm still looking for June cattle to make another new low.
Oh, are you? All right. At what point do you think you're going to see a breakout?
Oh, I think probably within the next couple of days.
Okay, all righty. Well, let's take a look at our lean hog trade, see what is going on in that sector this morning. On the lean hog market, we have that June contract now at $82 even. That's up 30 cents. And we have July 30 higher at 82.08 per hundredweight over there. And Dewey, you know, about a week or so ago, everybody was saying, man, can we hang on to $80? Now here we're touching and exceeding 82.
Yeah, that's right. We did have the cutout up for the week here, and also we're looking at the cutout at the highest level since October. And you got a few ideas in the market that China's buying a little bit of U.S. pork, so, you know, that sort of makes for a little bit stronger market.
Boy, they sure showed up last week, didn't they, in the weekly export sales report?
Yes, they did.
Yeah, they had tremendous sales for China and also for Mexico last week. Dewey, if somebody wants to get in touch with you, how would they reach you there at AgWatch Market Advisors?
Well, they can call me directly. My number's 270-586-9051, or they can just contact me or email me at agwatchdls@comcast.net.
Well, there you go. Well, thanks again for all the info. Good to visit with you, and hope you have a great trading week. Dewey Strickler with AgWatch Market Advisors in Franklin, Kentucky. So there you have it. Everything off to a pretty good start on the livestock side.
Upside action, but Dewey's not convinced, it sounds like.
Yeah. Have a pessimist out there.
Yeah, I guess so. All right. Thank you.